the Lee big stopper. Gonna go out and take a picture in a minute. All this does is turns daytime into nighttime. That's all it does. It just slows light down. You can probably see, look how dark it is. That's glass. And look what it does to the side of my face. Look, just stops the light getting through. Bright, dark, and that's glass. Big stopper, easy to use. Adapter ring, filter holder. That obviously goes on the front of your lens. I've already done a previous video on using this anyway, but it's just this one's going to be about the big stopper. Got two little slots in there, although some of these filter holders you can get adapters so it holds more filters. When you're using the big stopper in the one closest to the end of the lens, because it's got a gasket on it, sits nice and snug, then no light gets down inside. And then any other filters you've got, any graduated filters you've got, they will go in the outside slot. Like that. Cool. That's what it would look like when it's on the front of the camera. Now, go out, take the picture. Forget the big stopper, that stays in the bag, out of the way. Don't even think about that for now. There's your scene. I shoot f/16, so I'm just going to keep it as it's easier. Set my camera up, tripod, manual focus onto whatever I'm focusing on, f/16, shutter speed, whatever it is. ISO 100. Put that on the front. If I need a graduated filter, I put my graduated filter in the outside slots, remembering that I need the inside slot for the big stopper. Take my picture, perfect. Job done, all sorted. Now, when I want to use the big stopper, what you want to do when that's on the front of your camera, or you want to hold it like that with your finger, so when you drop your big stopper in, you slide him down the back, you push him down, that front filter doesn't move. See? Full finger and thumb. And slide, this is the only bad design with the filter systems like this, and slide him down. And then, the only thing you change is your shutter speed. You don't change your aperture, you don't change your ISO, you don't change the point of focus, you just change your shutter speed. Let's just say you've taken the picture, forget the big stopper, set your camera up, and the exposure you're getting is 30th of a second. And when you put that big black filter in, the big stopper, that's going to slow the light down, so your exposure is going to go from a 30th of a second to a lot slower, because that big stopper's slowing the light right down. So what Lee give you is this here, and I don't know if you can see that on there. The blue band there is what the shutter speed is without the big stopper, and then when you put the big stopper in front of the lens, that's what your shutter speed changes to. So let's just say I've set my shot up and I'm getting a shutter speed of 30th of a second. Lovely job. Put my big stopper in. All I do is change my shutter speed from a 30th of a second to 30 seconds. Cool. Now if I set a different shot up and my shutter speed is an 1/8 of a second, when I put the big stopper in, all I do is change my shutter speed to 2 minutes. That is as simple as it is. The only thing you change is the shutter speed. But I wouldn't take that for word. There's an app as well, which I'll chuck up on the screen in the video at some point on your phone. So it does exactly the same thing. It just says on one side what your shutter speed is. Then when you put the big stopper in, it tells you what the shutter speed will be. So it's exactly the same as that, but it's just digital. Now I found out on an 1/8 of a second, it reckons 2 minutes on here. If I get a shot that's an 1/8 of a second, my shutter speed goes up to 3 minutes, not 2 minutes, or about 2 minutes 50 seconds to get a good exposure. So let's go out in the field, see if it works, which it will, because it's simple, it's so easy. Set the shot up as normal, drop the big stopper in, all you do is change the shutter speed. Simple. Let's go. Cool. Fresh. Excuse the brightly coloured hood, this is my worktop. It's the only thing I could grab this morning before I ran out. Yeah, I've sort of been looking around at a composition, and because mainly I'm just doing it for a video, 3/4 sky, so emphasis is all on the clouds. Not too windy, quite windy but not too. Put my tripod right up, bending over is going to kill my back, I ain't getting no younger. That's the problem with the big stopper. If your exposure is going to be sort of 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you need it. Your tripod needs to be solid. Ideally you want scaffold pose. I'll move me to the side so you can see what I'm doing. Right, as always I'm shooting on f/16, ISO 100, pre-focused, about a third of the way in, getting a shutter speed of about a 20th of a second. So if I expose the foreground as I want it, the sky's too bright. So, need beauties. Oh, right, don't touch anything, it's all set up. Camera's perfectly exposed for the foreground. So all I'm going to do now is put a graduated filter in to slow the sky down. I'll try 0.9 soft. See what that does to the sky. Lovely. All pre-cleaned. Clean these babies at home. Every time I use them, as soon as I go back, take them home and give them a clean. It's all ready to rock and roll again. But what I'm doing is putting it in the outside slot, so when I do use my big stopper, the big stopper goes in closest to the end of the lens, so no light can leak in. Quite a nice shot already. Quite like that. That looks nice. See, the big stopper's not even coming out of the bag yet. Get your initial exposure first. 1/8 of a second. On here, it's telling me if I'm shooting at 1/8 of a second without the big stopper, when I put the big stopper in, my shutter speed's going to be 2 minutes. So, because I'm going up to 2 minutes, I'm going to need this baby. Because this thing's out the ARC 5D Mark II, it'll only shoot up to 30 seconds. Now, it's telling me 2 minutes, but that's nowhere near enough. I don't believe what it says on there on the app. It says 2 minutes, but I'm going to go for 3 minutes. I'll put it on bulb mode because I'm using this. The beast, the dreaded big stopper. So I've taken a shot. I don't change nothing at all. I'm doing it all in manual like I do anyway. I've had to put it onto bulb mode because I'm using a remote, because I'm going over 30 seconds. And the only thing I'm going to change now is my shutter speed. Everything else stays the same. Keep my filter in place, which is in the front holder. Drop my big stopper in, make sure it covers it completely. And the only thing I'm going to change is my shutter speed from 1/8 of a second to 2 minutes. But I'm not going to change it to 2 minutes, I'm going to change it to 3 minutes, because I don't trust that, I don't believe it. Put it on 3 minutes, put them on live view, off it goes. Now I have got a little cover that I put on the back of the camera to stop any light getting in there, but I forgot to put it on. Donut. Should stop you really, but I'm not. I'm just going to speed it up in editing. See, I think if you're doing long exposures on clouds, that's the kind of clouds you need. Loads of broke up clouds. I think it looks better. It's not going to be the greatest set picture in the world, but I'm just using this scene because there's loads of clouds in the sky for a good example for the big stopper. So fingers crossed. 50 seconds left. I took my eyepiece off there because I never use it, and I stuck a piece of plastic on it, and I banged that in there. Trying to cover it because that sunlight's just come over the brow of the hill. Should cover the eyepiece, especially when you've got the sun going right in the back of the camera. It's a long 3 minutes, isn't it? There's my eyepiece, but put a bit of plastic on the back to stop the light getting in. Pops on there. 3.5 minutes, see if I get a better exposure on that. I always get a colour cast, always get a slight tinge of blue on the picture. Not a problem, because when I open that in Lightroom or Photoshop, all I've got to do is up the temperature, the white balance, just warm it up a bit, you'll see all the blue disappear, the picture will just warm back up again. I mean, really, because there's not a lot of foreground interest, I didn't need to shoot this at f/16. I normally only shoot at f/16 because I want so much depth of field. I want as much as I can of the scene to be in focus. Really, I could have just shot this at probably f8, f9, because it's not like I've got loads of interest in the foreground all the way up to the clouds. So, but it's just bad habit. I just always shoot at f/16, and then if I hadn't shot at f/16 and I'd shot at f8, my shutter speed would have been a lot quicker and I wouldn't have had to stand here for 3.5 minutes. But I want quite a long shutter speed to show you how the big stopper really works, what it can do. This isn't the best example, but if I was taking a foreground to background big vista with a big stopper, I would want something in the foreground to anchor the viewer's eye to. So like a big rock or a bench or a wall, something that's not moving. Sometimes I've done long exposures on beach where the water's rushing, the clouds is rushing, it just looks like a big blur, which isn't really what I want. Some people like that, it's quite arty, if that's what you're after. Oh, it's dragging, it's going so slow. You may not even see this video anyway, because that microphone might be rubbish, or it might just be windy and you might not get any of this. 20 minutes I've been banging my gums. Oh, perfect weather for Dartmoor this is. Blue skies with loads of fluffy white clouds. Cannot beat it. Absolute beauty. This is why I don't use a big stopper much. I hate waiting around, it's so boring. It's right in the sun if you're sat on a beach. In fact, this probably would have been a nice shot if I got closer to that wall, because that wall kind of leads all the way down. Alright, what we got? Oh, that's better. Bang those pictures up on the screen and you can see the difference. Cool. Hope that helps. Cheers. See you in the next vid. Bye.